Hey everyone, welcome back to Retro Reel Recaps. Today, we're talking about the movie Clean. It's a story of a grief-stricken garbage man whose vow to live a clean life is shattered when he must protect a young girl from the violent underworld he left behind. The movie starts and we meet Adrien. He is a lonely man who collects garbage. He works very early, before most people are awake, going through alleys and streets to take away the trash. He lives a very simple life and stays alone. He avoids anything that feels too nice or easy. His past is always with him, a heavy and quiet feeling. The bad things he did are never said out loud. They are hidden behind his quiet eyes. For him, regret is not a loud feeling. It is steady and always there, like the sound of his garbage truck. Now he tries to be good by doing small things. At night he goes to meetings where people talk about their addictions and recovery. He sits in a folding chair and listens. He does not speak much. The people talk about drugs and alcohol, about falling back into old habits and trying again. Adrien never talks about his own addiction. His addiction was not to a substance. His addiction was to violence. Every day is the same for him. Trash bags, quiet streets, and his routine. But deep down, Adrien is still trying to escape the man he was before. He is taking it one very careful step at a time. For him, the rush of violence was stronger than any drug. In the morning, Adrien cooks food and fixes a machine before work. He stops by a young girl's house and gives her the food. Her name is Dianda. She tells him that people will start to think he is her father. She also jokes about his food choice because he always brings chicken. The girl shakes her head as she looks in the bag, already knowing what is inside. Adrien hands it to her with the same quiet move he always does. Dianda takes it. She gives him a bracelet she made to say thank you. Dianda tells him she used to make these for her parents before the accident that took their lives. Adrien thanks her and tells her to go catch her school bus. Next, he goes to a store and sells some gadgets. Every time Adrien sees a gun, he feels a rush in his blood. He buys some paint and uses it to cover old rusty walls in the neighborhood. Adrien brings lunch to Dianda every day. But this makes him think about memories from his past. He remembers a little girl who looks like Dianda. He wakes up at night from a bad dream, thinking about that little girl. Adrien gets a haircut from his barber. This barber is also in the recovery group. He knows what it is like to lose control and then fight to get better. When Adrien comes in for a haircut, they are quiet at first. Then the barber speaks in a low, sure voice. He tells Adrien he is different from the other people he knows. There is something about his silence and the way he holds himself, like a man who is holding back a storm inside. The barber does not force him to talk. He just says what he sees. Adrien listens, looking straight ahead, his jaw tight. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you can never clean up your past. A powerful man is waiting for his son outside a prison. His name is Michael. The doors of the prison open. Men begin to walk out of the prison. Michael is very happy to see his son, who is now free from prison. Suddenly, a vehicle appears. Instead of coming to his father, Michael's son walks toward the vehicle. This is Mikey. Mikey is not at all interested in his father, and he completely ignores him. The expression on Michael's face changes. Mikey joins his friends who are waiting outside, and his eyes go right past his father, ignoring him. Mikey's friends look rough. They are friends from the lifestyle that got Mikey sent to prison in the first place. Mikey does not look back at his father. Mikey then leaves with his friends. Michael sits in his car feeling desperate and annoyed, as he watches his son drive away without even coming to meet him. Adrien drives around the city in his garbage truck, picking up trash from different spots. He follows his usual routes before the sun comes up. The streets are quiet except for the low sound of his truck's engine. He works with steady hands, picking up bags and emptying bins. Most people do not notice him. He wants to be invisible. When he gets to the fish market, the normal smell of salt and garbage is in the air, but something feels wrong. He sees a white truck parked very close to the entrance. Few men stand outside it. Their clothes and the way they stand seem out of place. Their eyes look around too quickly, too carefully. One of the men is holding a gun in the open, like he does not mind if anyone sees it. Michael is there too, standing nearby. Michael looks straight at Adrien. Adrien does not stop what he is doing. He picks up the trash from the curb. He does not stare and he does not say anything. He puts the bin back and drives away like this is just another normal stop on a normal morning. He has learned not to get involved in other people's business. Not anymore. Every single night he is woken up by a constant rush of violence and destruction in his mind. He hears gunshots that are not real. He hears screams that stay just in the back of his mind. He lies in bed looking at the ceiling. He tightens his fists. His heart beats fast. He is haunted by the things he has seen, and even more by the things he has done. Adrien picks up a picture of a little girl and cries from the pain. His hands shake as he wipes dirt from the photo. The girl's eyes have something in them he has not seen in a long time. Light, innocence, maybe hope. To distract himself, Adrien tries to repair his truck, but he is unable to focus as he badly misses the girl from the picture. Adrien drives in the morning like he always does. He drives steadily through the streets. When he gets close to a corner, he sees Dianda walking to school. He slows the vehicle down and asks her what happened to her school bus. Dianda climbs up into the vehicle. She tells Adrien the school had to cut back on buses, so now she walks to school. After a moment she looks at him and asks if he misses people because he seems so lonely. The question stays in the air between them, and Adrien feels a quick, sharp hurt in his chest. He does not answer with words. He just gives a small nod as she keeps talking. The weight of what she said stays in the silence as he drives. Next we see Michael in a kitchen. He is frying fish. He seems angry as he watches his son Mikey, who has arrived late. Without waiting, Michael moves behind the fish stall. He pulls apart crates of fish with skill and speed. He digs through the layers. His fingers push aside the fresh fish until he finds what he is searching for. It is a hidden package of drugs, buried under the ice and fish. On the outside he looks like just another person selling fish. But the truth is, he is a powerful drug lord. He runs his criminal empire from the shadows. As he looks at the package, his face becomes angry. Some of the drugs are gone. Mikey, who has been watching from a distance, just shrugs. He says it was only a small amount. But Michael's anger lights up right away. He gives a sharp warning. His voice is cold and hard. He makes it clear that even losing a tiny amount is not okay in his world. Every piece of his business matters, no matter how small. Adrien then repairs an old bicycle for Dianda at his workplace, since she cannot take the bus anymore. Next morning, Adrien goes to Dianda's place to hand over the bicycle. Dianda's grandmother, Ethel, sees Adrien leave the bicycle. She tells him he is not her father and that Adrien does not need to protect her. But Adrien quickly replies that he is doing all this not for Dianda but for himself. Ethel tells him she has seen him painting abandoned buildings. She tells him she thinks he is a good man, but Adrien tells her he is not a good man, and leaves. Later in the barber shop, Adrien tells the barber about his own daughter. He says she had a bike like that one. Adrien tells him how she was a bright and brave kid. He tells this story with pain in his eyes. The barber comforts him by saying he did well. He says, imagining his daughter, that she is riding all wild with her hair flying behind her. Michael arrives at the place of his drug supplier. He looks right at the supplier, who stands there nervously. The supplier is a silent witness to what is about to happen. The supplier is sweating and shaking. He tries to speak, but Michael stops him immediately with a cold, hard look. Without saying a word, Michael grabs a hammer. Michael then hits the supplier with the hammer. The workers are not allowed to do anything. They watch the scene, knowing it is better not to get involved. Mikey, who is standing nearby, watches his father, full of fear in his eyes. Michael hits the man again and again. Each hit is more violent than the previous. The supplier cannot do anything. Very quickly, the supplier's body becomes lifeless. Blood gathers under him. Michael steps back, breathing heavily. He looks around at his workers. No one speaks. No one moves. The message is obvious. Being disloyal, even in a small way, will get you a fast and cruel punishment. Adrien goes to the fish market. His garbage truck makes a low sound as he stops. As he starts his work, he sees a small amount of blood in the garbage. It is smeared on the plastic bags. He pauses for a second, but then he picks it up anyway. He drops it into the trash compactor on his truck. Michael, who was watching from a distance, walks up to him. Michael has a cold smile on his face. He offers Adrien some money for the trouble of having to see such a messy scene. Adrien looks at him, then he refuses the money with a small shake of his head. He finishes his job without saying anything else. The next day, Adrien is driving when his car stops working right in the middle of the road. While he is outside trying to fix it, he hears a strange noise and goes to see what it is. He finds 4 men beating up another man. Adrien stands and watches. One of the men stops and asks Adrien if he has a problem while that man is talking. Another guy comes from behind and hits Adrien, knocking him out. While he is in the hospital, he sees a vision of his daughter. A doctor gives him a list of medicines to take because he has many injuries from the attack. Adrien says he will not take the medicine, and he leaves the hospital. The company he works for tells him to take some time off from work, because they are worried he might get hurt again. Adrien goes to see his barber friend. He complains about what his company told him. The barber tells him that maybe he should just rest for a while. After a few days, Adrien is driving through the neighborhood. He sees Dianda sitting outside her house. Adrien asks her why she is sitting outside in this kind of weather. She answers that her grandmother went out, and she locked her keys inside the house. He invites her over to his house for dinner, and they eat together. She asks him about his injury, and he tells her he is okay. The little girl gets up and tries to open a box that is in the room. Adrien forcefully slams the box shut. He tells her not to touch it. She runs away because she is scared, and he feels very bad after it happens. At Michael's house, he and his son Mikey get into a fight. Mikey pulls a knife on his father because Michael makes fun of him. Michael mocks Mikey about his friends, saying they are only friends with him because his father is a powerful man. Mikey's mother watches in shock. Michael tells his son to be a man and to kill him, but Mikey just runs out of the house yelling at his dad. Adrien is driving through the neighborhood again. His eyes see Dianda standing with a group of men who are involved in bad things. As he drives past, he notices the time and slows down. He thinks it is very late for Dianda to be outside. He watches as she stands with them. She looks defiant and not worried. The men notice Adrien watching. They stand their ground, clearly acting protective of Dianda in a way that makes Adrien feel nervous. Adrien does not want to get involved, but a strong feeling of frustration washes over him as he drives away, leaving Dianda with them. Adrien goes to the store to sell some of the things he owns. Then he goes to his therapy session. A new person joined the session that day. Adrien keeps listening to him, but his mind is constantly thinking about something else. After the session, that same new person comes up to him. He tells Adrien that his face looks familiar, but Adrien says it is not, and then he drives away. Michael goes to church. He confesses to the priest that he is failing to teach his son how to be a man. He wanted to pass on the principles his own father taught him, like hard work, discipline, and family. The priest tells him that God will show him and his son the right path. Adrien hurts his hand while he is working on fixing up one of the abandoned houses. He thinks he sees his daughter inside the house, so he lets himself in. As he scans the house, he finds a box with a pipe wrench inside it. He takes the box back to his house. On the way, he stops by the place where the men were with Dianda earlier. Dianda is inside with them, and she is smoking. As she is about to leave, the men start filming her and harassing her. Suddenly there is a knock on the door. Adrien is at the door. When he looks inside, he sees the men trying to force themselves on Dianda while one of them is threatening her with a gun. Adrien fights his way through the room. He beats down every man in his path with a fury that does not stop. His fists move faster than the men can react. He knocks them out one after another until the room is filled with men who are not conscious. When the last man falls, Adrien turns his attention to Dianda. He runs to her and pulls her to her feet. He guides her toward the door. The violence was over very quickly. Now that she is safe, he leads her outside. One of the guys he knocks out is Mykelti, who is Michael's son. What Adrien does not know is that a camera was already set up. One of the men had put it there to record the bad things they were going to do. Its camera recorded everything. It recorded the fight, the struggle, and Dianda being rescued. This video will soon become proof of a deeper and darker plan. But right now, Adrien does not notice it as he gets Dianda to safety. He does not know the damage is already done. Mykelti lies in bed. He is bruised and hurt, barely awake from the bad beating he took. A doctor who works for the family is nearby, checking how Mykelti is doing. The doctor moves closer to Michael. His voice is calm but serious. He tells Michael that Mykelti needs to see a surgeon right away. If he does not, there will be many problems, and he might lose the ability to speak well again. Michael narrows his eyes as he listens. He tightens his jaw, he thinks for a moment, and then ignores the doctor's worry. He refuses to take his son to a surgeon. His voice is cold as he explains that this will be a lesson for Mykelti. Mykelti needs to understand what happens because of his actions. The damage to his body will be a reminder of his failure. Later, Michael is in his study. A video appears on his phone, sent by one of his men. It is the footage from the house, showing Adrien beating up Mykelti. Michael's eyes turn hard as he watches it. Anger builds up inside him. He feels the pressure of this anger getting tight in his chest. Mykelti has been humiliated. Now it is time to send a message. Without waiting, he stands up and gives an order to his men. Dianda and her grandmother are to be killed first. He says this is to make sure the trash man knows that no one goes against him without paying a price. The command is clear and without mercy. Michael will make sure Dianda's death sends a message that will come back to Adrien with enough force to break him. The next day, Adrien is driving. He sees a police car coming toward him, so he stops. When he sees that the police officer is not calling in on his radio, Adrien figures out that this police officer works for Michael. Adrien drives away very fast. Dianda and Ethel seem surprised, but Adrien tells them that the police officer is sent by Michael. Adrien then drifts and stops on the way. Luckily, the police car passes and loses them. After they escape the police car, Adrien drives Dianda and Ethel to another place. Dianda and her grandmother go inside a bar to find a bathroom. Adrien is desperate and determined. He steals another car, leaving his own car behind. Adrien tries to start the car's engine, but his mind is focused only on getting Dianda to safety. He knows that Michael must have sent his whole group of men by now to find him. Michael's power goes very far and is very wide. His people are everywhere, looking through the streets, searching for Adrien, hoping to catch him before he can get too far away. Just then, the men who were told to kill Dianda and her grandmother spot Adrien's car outside the bar. They stop right away and get out of their own vehicle to search for Dianda and Ethel. They move without making a sound. Their faces are covered by masks. But Adrien has seen them now. One of the men stays with the vehicle while the others go inside. When they finally reach the room where Dianda and her grandmother are hiding, they stop. There they are, standing right in front of them, not ready for what is about to happen. Dianda's grandmother holds her close. Suddenly, Adrien kills one of the men outside and gets inside the bar. He sneaks up behind them and fights them off one by one. He saves Dianda and her grandmother, Ethel. After the fight is over, Adrien has quick memories from his past. He remembers when he was a bad man. He killed and hurt other people for his own gain. He had a wrench, guns, and a lot of equipment to torture other people. He also had a lot of money. But one day, after killing many men, he came back home. Suddenly he noticed that one of his poisonous injections was missing. He ran to his daughter's room. He found that injection in her hands. She had picked up the syringe and, by accident, injected herself and killed herself. Because of this, Adrien suddenly fell into a very deep sadness and loss. He lost his daughter, who meant everything to him. Adrien, Dianda, and her grandmother stay at a motel. Adrien leaves them there, saying he will fix things by himself. He goes to see his barber and tells him about the situation. He has decided. He will kill anyone who gets in his way. He goes to a store and buys a gun and a bulletproof vest. He carefully plans an attack and buys all the tools he needs. Michael's men are not able to find Adrien and kill Dianda. Instead, they find out who Adrien was before he worked as a garbage man. Adrien calls Michael on the phone. He threatens to attack him at his house. Adrien has prepared himself for the final attack and gets ready to go to Michael's place. Michael, on the other hand, gets ready for the attack. He has about a dozen of his men with him inside his house. They are all armed. They expect the attack to happen very soon. Adrien arrives at the scene in a garbage truck. He drives the truck straight into the house and crashes it. The men start shooting at the truck, but Adrien is already outside. He begins to take out every one of them, one after another. He shoots and fights anyone who gets in his way. Finally, he faces Michael, and they start fighting very hard. In the end, Michael gets the advantage. He gets on top of Adrien and beats him. With every punch, Adrien sees a quick memory of his daughter. But Adrien does not give up. After they punch each other very hard, Mikey arrives. He is holding a gun. Michael feels relief that his son is here, but as Michael starts to speak, his son starts shooting him. He shoots Michael over and over until Michael can no longer speak. Adrien is shocked by what Mikey has done to his own father. When Mikey points the gun at Adrien and pulls the trigger, the gun has no bullets left. Mikey falls to the floor, looking at Adrien with a face full of guilt. At the very end, we see that Dianda has moved to a nicer neighborhood. She is no longer in any danger. As Dianda looks up, she sees a garbage truck coming toward her. She smiles a happy smile, because she knows who it is. And that is the end of the story. If you like this video, please press the like button, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.